everyone, this is Murray Blue Angel here, and today I am continuing Grow with the Flow, the demo. So last time in Some, we are, as the main character, someone who decided to buy their own farm and live a farm life in a completely different place than we were previously living. From what I understand, we don't really have farm experience, like agricultural science education or any of that, or any like first-hand experience of farming, which I'm like, maybe we do, and it hasn't been mentioned yet. But we are having a little bit of trouble with our farm and that we can't grow any crops since we've been here. And we were at the local farmers market, and a mysterious stranger provided us with some fertilizer, and we used some of it, and some of our crops have taken on human forms. So from left to right, we have eggplant, spinach, carrot, tomato, and strawberry. I also just realized right now that they all have, like, it goes from tallest to shortest from left to right, which is quite fun. But anyways, without further ado, I will just get into it so we can see what happens. Will we be able to save this farm? Hopefully. That is my hope. So yeah. Armed with wooden chopsticks, you began to eat, but as the first mouthful reached your mouth, Strawberry's reaction caught your attention. They clutched their stomach, shaking their head and groaning in disgust. Oh, you were eating your cup of noodle dinner, because that's all you can afford right now, because the farm's not doing well. And Strawberry, over here on the right, is not happy. Tomato seemed to have a similar opinion, but at a lesser state. Eggplant was hard to get a read on. Their eyes were watching intently now, to the point their gaze made you blush. They were just as stoic as ever. Carrot and spinach, however, looked intrigued. Do you guys want to try some? Does it taste good? It smells good. Spinach had gone ahead and seated himself at one of the extra chairs at the round dining table to be closer to you, or rather, to be closer to the irresistible scent of the cup noodles. The steam from the noodles rose from the styrofoam cup into Spinach's nostrils, which effectively caused him to practically drool as he inhaled its scent. It was cute how excited Spinach was getting over a cup of ramen, a staple of your diet. Well, I eat this every day, so I'm a little bored of it, honestly. You paused briefly before extending your arms to offer it. Would you like to try some? They both look very excited. Carrot's face is like, yes. Spinach's eyes lit up, grinning and eagerly nodding as they leaned in. Oh, they expected you to feed them. Okay. To be fair, feeding them was probably easier than teaching him how to use chopsticks for the first time. Still, it was a little embarrassing, and you felt your cheeks slightly redden as you brought the noodles to his lips. The hard eyes. Immediately, Spinach was full of energy, slurping up more of the noodles than you thought they'd have. So good. At least he enjoyed them. You laughed at Spinach, talking with their mouth full, looking shyly down at your food for a moment, and Carrot looks like they wanted some also. You were glad you had company, but having such attractive company was another story. You felt relatively embarrassed. Carrot looked even more interested now, especially since the Spinach began swaying side to side, with two excited fists clenched in front of them, moving excitedly up and down as they chewed. A happy dance while eating. Hey Marie, can I try some? Please? Sure. You repeated the same thing that you did with Spinach with Carrot and watched them react similarly to the food, with big hard eyes. Wow, it is really good. This was too cute. They are both of them are being very adorable. Although you would probably need to make a new batch if this kept going the way it was. About a third of the noodles were already gone. He looked at the others. Does anyone else want some? Despite Carrot and Spinach having enthusiastic responses to the food, none of the other three looked interested in trying it. You laughed a little and continued eating. Can I have some more? You really did want to give Spinach more. In fact, you would give him his own cup noodles if you could, but money was still tight right now. Before you could decide to reluctantly offer him another mouthful, or honestly tell him you were really hungry and needed all this food, Eggplant chimed in. Spinach, and Marie needs that to survive. You're a plant. You can use the sun. She can't. Ah, yes. Great reminder, Eggplant. Love to share, but also we have to pinch pennies here. I like the sound of the sun better. Same. Aw, but the sun doesn't taste like noodles. You should be thankful Marie even gave you some to begin with. She's being very generous. Remember, she said that she can't afford much right now. Was that why Eggplant didn't ask to try any? Because unlike Strawberry and Tomato, they didn't seem disgusted by the idea of food. Were they just looking out for you? Aw, thanks, Eggplant. I appreciate it. Spinach seemed to understand what Eggplant was saying now, nodding in agreement. Thanks for sharing, Marie. Yeah, thanks, Marie. Maybe sometime soon we can help your situation so we can all have our own noodles. I think I'd prefer to eat dirt. At least that's nutritional. That's funny. At first, that sounded outlandish. Then you remembered that they were plants. Eating dirt didn't seem too crazy once you remembered that fact. The plants mostly chatted amongst themselves as you finished your cup noodles, giving you enough of a break to finish eating. Before long, you had an empty styrofoam cup and a full-ish belly. What else do you do before bed, Marie? Well, I usually take this time to check my phone and update friends back home on how things are going. Oh, actually, I should take a photo with all of us in it. I'm sure they'd love to hear that I have help now. They're all their faces like, You shove the last bite of your food in your mouth before scrambling to get your phone out of your pocket, opening your camera in a hurry. What a great idea. Oh, Jessica was going to be jealous. She's always frothing over cute guys back home. She'd be no different over these 5, you bet. There was the small matter of the origin story of the 5 plants, but you could just say they were, old family friends. Very eccentric, fashionable, old family friends. Yes. Anyway, you were too excited to take a picture with the plants to worry about the finer details about that now. What's a photo? For the first time, none of the others had anything to say about that. Not even Tomato. Oh, that's why you guys look... y'all look confused. Okay. Who seemed to enjoy correcting the spinach. They all just said quietly, equally as confused as the next. You can see each other, what you look like. But that was fine. They'd get it once you took the photo. You swiveled in your seat and raised the phone, grinning widely and posing proudly with a peace sign. Oh, I remember this. Strawberry seemed to catch on, smiling and copying you with the same peace sign. He must have seen you do this on the fields when you take photos to document your progress. Oh, Strawberry, they were looking. They were paying attention. And they're so cute. They're so cute. Not me crying, because cuteness. Smile, guys. Oh, there you go. 3 out of 5, that's pretty good. Carrot and Spinach followed the instruction, but Tomato refused to, of course, sitting grumpily with their arms crossed. Eggplant waved, their face as stoic as usual. Hey, at least they were participating. You took the photo, excitedly bringing it up on your phone to show the others. Hey, it turned out great. They each took turns looking at the phone, most looking pretty excited by it, but when it came around to Tomato, they flushed red. I look stupid. No, you don't. Yeah, you look fine, Tomato. If anything, that captures how you normally look. Your personality shines through in it. Carrot grinned, and Spinach seemed amused by that as he hooted with laughter. You couldn't help but smile a bit yourself. From what you'd seen, Tomato usually wore that face. It was a very typical Tomato look. Even still, Tomato didn't seem impressed, sinking into their seat a little as Carrot passed the phone back to you. Tell your friends we said hello. I will, don't worry. You quickly posted it with a simple caption, "My new friends say hi," and left it at that. Well, it's getting pretty late now. I should probably sleep soon. Come to think of it, do you guys sleep? Of course we do. Damn it, you were hoping that they'd just be fine like this. How were you going to conjure up 5 beds? Oh, okay. My bed is kind of small, but I could probably share. I think I have a spare futon somewhere too, and some pillows. Oh, don't worry, we don't sleep like that. Well, we probably could if we wanted to in these forms, but we're used to sleeping upright. Just here will do fine. Right, guys? The others nodded in agreement, and you sighed in relief. Thank God. Well, that's good, because we don't have the means right now. It didn't take you much longer to get sleepy. You had a good routine. Luckily, your new plant friends seemed to be pretty good at entertaining themselves, and you could excuse yourself from their boisterous chattering and arguing to retire to bed. Having people around like this was new, but it was comforting, in a way. The loneliness had started to eat at you. But now you had company, and useful ones at that. It's very nice to socialize. Be good. I wonder, how much we'll be able to, hang out. And, obviously, while working on making the farm better. You fell asleep listening to the soft, distant voices of your new friends, muffled by a few layers of brick and stone that stood in between you. Tomorrow was going to be fun. Your morning routine was fairly typical. It seemed that as soon as the sun went up, your new friends had all rushed to get outside as quickly as they could, so they left you in peace to get ready, which you were thankful for. If you were stuck discussing and entertaining for a portion of the morning, you'd quickly find time escaping you. You prepared the kettle for your breakfast of chamomile tea and, well, cup of noodles. I mean, if that's all you have, no shame, you just gotta do I wonder if you, had, a black tea or, a green tea or something with, caffeine in it, like a white tea or something. Just, since you're, gonna be running around on the farm. But maybe chamomile's also at a bargain right now, so makes sense. You didn't have much of an appetite in the morning, but you rarely stopped for lunch, so you forced yourself to eat when you had the time to. Otherwise, without that additional energy, you would find quickly that work would be too much difficult to keep up with. But you wouldn't do for a helping of Addie's honey right now, added to your chamomile tea, though. Oh, that does sound good. Your mouth watered as you thought of foods you had no access to at the moment. One day soon you would be able to afford some honey, once you and the plants got the farm back up and running again. That is, you could do this. You had help now, and you weren't alone. Once you finished getting ready, you stepped outside into the sunlight, stretching your limbs as you scanned the farm. They were all already at work, it seemed, which left you to make the choice of who to help on your own. Who? I don't know. You were excited to get to work today, more than usual. You had 5 new friends after all. Perhaps there was one in particular you wanted to see. Okay. I don't think I should. Okay. I'm actually gonna do this very, practically. I don't think I need to help Eggplant, because Eggplant is in charge, they're in charge of the science-y stuff. And I think Strawberry said that they were gonna go water plants. Spinach is doing more of the hard labor. I forget what Tomato's doing. Oh well. Or do I help? I don't even know what Tomato's doing. I think Carrot and I were the ones who were supposed to help each other out. Everyone else, except for me and Carrot, have an assigned role. So, I don't know. Do I need help Spinach? Maybe I help Strawberry? I'm just gonna pick Strawberry. Help Strawberry. I know that's the route choice, but here we are. You decided to help Strawberry today. You didn't need to think about where to look at all to help them either, since Strawberry was clearly visible from the house. They were sitting cross-legged next to a few sprouts, happily chatting away at them. Hi, Strawberry. Strawberry jumped a little, immediately flushed expression as if you caught them doing something embarrassing. Oh, hi, Marie. Sorry, I thought you were Tomato for a second. You cocked an eyebrow in confusion. Why would that be scary? Strawberry picked up on the confusion, immediately offering up the reason. They've been bullying me all morning for not working. They don't understand. Healthy plant growth is more than just soil and weeds. Oh, Tomato's weeding. Taking out the weeds. It's also got a lot to do with how the plant feels. If they don't want to thrive, then they won't. Sometimes plants just die. Everything was perfect, and they should have survived, but they don't want to. That is good to know, because I'm not good at taking care of plants. A little love fixes everything. That was such a refreshing outlook of things. You hadn't considered that before either. That explains why people complain about plants dying on them all the time, despite everything being right. I should take notes here. Don't you worry about Tomato. They're just grumpy. I'm sure what you're contributing is important. Otherwise, a plant wouldn't have gone to you to do this task, right? Strawberry's eyes lit up as he stood up for them. Yeah, you're right. Thanks, Marie. You're welcome. Well, is there anything I can do to help? Strawberry thought for a bit, looking back down at the seedlings they were at currently. Do you want to talk to them too? It might be nice to make amends with them a little. We're not all grumpy like Tomato, but some are still hesitant about you. Letting them know you mean well might be nice. Talk to the plants? It was one thing encouraging Strawberry to do what they wanted, but to do it yourself? That was different. Either way, you nodded and sat down next to Strawberry, clearing your throat. I also like that we get like the sound effect stuff with the music of like the shovel. There's like a shovel, a trowel being put in the dirt. It's a very nice touch. Here goes nothing. Currently, Strawberry's minigame is in work in progress, so we gotta do spinaches. There's a minigame? Please let time run out if you surpass the goal. You'll mean... Okay. Match 3 or more pieces. Oh, it's just a matching. Okay. Oh, I just clicked. Nice. Go spinach, go. Go, go. Okay. I almost have 400. Yes, I now have 400. What is this green tape? It's like grass. I don't understand. What is that? Okay, this is a cute little mini game though. I'm more so wondering what all these items are, but that's okay. I love that they gave me like 3 minutes to do this, or 2 minutes rather. Maybe it was only, I think it was only 2 minutes. So is that if I get the goal before the time is up, then I just let the time go. I have like 30 seconds. But yeah, I really like this music also. I really don't see a pattern. I'm really gonna fail this on this. Oh. Better luck next time. Okay. Well. The embarrassment of talking to plants wouldn't go away, and for a while you just sat there, silently psyching yourself up. It'll be interesting to see what the minigame is for Strawberry. I love that we get minigames for all of them. You got this, Marie. Just speak from your heart. You inhaled, but it didn't help you focus at all. Instead, your intrusive thoughts got louder. This is so stupid. Why am I trying to talk to plants? You should talk to the plants. You looked at Strawberry, who looked back at you with concern. Ah, damn it. Just try. You look back to the plants, exhaling and trying to start. I'm sorry. You were hoping once you started talking, the rest would flow out with it. It didn't. Sorry, little plant things. I really need you to grow, though, so we can get over it. I mean, well, wait, that came out wrong. I'm trying to say I want to be friends. Not that I'd be friends with a plant, but... Oh, wait. But Strawberry was a plant, and so were the others. Were they your friends? You looked over just in time to see Strawberry's face fall. I'm sorry. I mean plants in the ground. You guys are okay because you're human. I can't really befriend something that doesn't talk back, can I? That just made things worse. Strawberry got even more upset now because I did a poor job in the minigame. Maybe saying that they're okay because they're human was not the right verbiage. That's not true. I was your friend before I got this form. Well, at least to me. I looked up to you. I knew you were trying and I wanted you to succeed. Strawberry looked at the little sprouts, speaking in a soft voice. I'm sorry. She's trying, I promise, and so am I. You'll make it through this tough time. Just try with us. I'm sorry. Oh. There's that. At that, Strawberry got up and went off to the next patch of sproutlings he wanted to tend to, and you sat there, embarrassed, thinking about how you worriedly screwed up. So let's just do it in order. Okay, let's go see what Spinach is doing. You decided to help Spinach today. After all, they seem to have the hardest task of all, at least from a labor standpoint. You finished stretching and making your way over to the shed where Spinach was already working on tidying up. Our shed was dilapidated from years of disuse and desperately needed some TLC, tender love and care. You were glad you had Spinach working on the shed to help you out with the task, and you were excited to be able to help with the work, even though it mostly involved manual labor. Spinach must have heard your footsteps approaching. He looked up from his work, wiping the sweat off his brow. It was only morning, but the day was already starting to get a bit warm. Oh hey, Marie. Spinach waved at you excitedly, seemingly forgetting what they were doing as he went to take a step towards you. His foot caught a plank of wood, and he tripped a few feet before regaining their balance. My toe. I don't like the pain. Human forms are weird. Barry. You couldn't help but... Sorry, I had to grab my charger. You couldn't help but laugh a bit at Spinach's act. You were sure Spinach didn't mean to be, but inadvertently, you were a bit clown-like in the way they just... that just watching them was enough to entertain. Coughed away the rest of your laughter, heading towards Spinach, patting him on the back to soothe him. You know it's just a stub on the toe, but you hated getting those. Those really hurt. I did it the other day. They were small injuries, but they certainly hurt quite a lot. Are you okay? Oh yeah, it's just a weird feeling. But I'm okay. I'm tough. It's like when you're just in the ground doing your thing and your leaf is stepped on. Oh wait, you don't have leaves. I don't know how to explain it, but... You laughed, shaking your head. At least it was okay. Well anyway, do you have anything for me that I can help with? He looked at the pile of wood, rope, and nails gathered at some distance from the shed. It looked like Spinach could really use an extra set of hands. Oh, you want to help me? He looked around his surroundings, pondering for a second. Well, Eggplant told me to do some rebuilding. They said there's lots of shed work to do, and that they need it organized, so all the other jobs are easier, so I think we should start there. You followed Spinach to the shed. It was in really poor condition. To be fair, it was like that to begin with. We definitely planned to get it up and running within the first month, but everything became so difficult. Now the shed was even more overrun than before. We should start by taking everything out of the shed first. Eggplant said we can throw stuff out as we go. It's a big task, but if we get into it, we can get it all out by sundown. By sundown. Somehow, that was both a very optimistically short amount of time for such a large task, and too long of a time period at the same. A full day of carrying things from one place to another sounded like torture, but you pushed that aside, nodding and getting to work. Okay. We're gonna try our best. Let's do it. Let's do it, guys. See, you saw me fail earlier. I'm going real fast right now. This is such a cute. Is this like, what is this green stuff? Is it like a rope? I'm gonna do a good job. I can't let spinach down like I let strawberry down. Sorry, I realized I wasn't talking. I was like worried for a second that I was missing something. Hopefully I wasn't, I don't believe. But I never know. I already have them. Oh, great. Whew, I made it, so I won't disappoint spinach. We have 20 seconds. But yeah, that's a really big task to have, like, clearing out this entire shed and then, like, figure out what's going to happen. But we can do it, spinach. We got this. I'm just gonna go in order of the routes or the choices. So I think eggplant is next. Good job! Yay. Huh, no sweat. This was easy work, especially since spinach was doing all the heavy-duty stuff. Your initial fear just psyched you out a bit. You were beginning to realize just how easy this work was when you had company. Spinach grinned as you passed them with another armful of supplies from the shed, stopping and watching for a moment, waiting for you to put the load down so he could talk to you. Eggplant told me you should make sure you get lots of breaks. Thank you, Eggplant. Are you tired? Hungry? Thirsty? That was sweet of them. Although it was funny that Eggplant was the one constantly being encouraging. Have they had a chat after he had some of your noodles or something? Eggplant did seem to know a little bit more about humans, after all. How, you weren't sure, actually. Either way, it was cute that Spinach had taken it in all so quickly. Maybe a little thirsty. Got it. I'll wait right here. Where are you going? Before you could say another word, Spinach had run off to get what you assumed to be water. You planned to get it yourself, but you weren't going to say no to being tended to. Company was nice. You didn't have to wait long, though. Spinach returned about a minute later with your watering can. Wait, is that my watering can? Huh? Yeah, of course it is. You were going to laugh at the fact that Spinach had no clue about glasses or cups, but you didn't have the time. As Spinach confidently approached, holding the watering can above your head. I mean, it's very cooling, I'm sure, to have water, a little bit of water poured on you, and when you're working in the middle of the day. That's not totally unwanted. The extent of Spinach's confusion quickly became apparent, causing you to quickly begin to panic. Wait, no! Too late. I mean, it was a little water. You squeezed your eyes shut and opened your mouth to breathe as you were suddenly drenched in water. Getting a heavy flow of water in your hand was a mistake, it seemed. You spluttered and spat, your body stiff as you sat there in your now cold, wet clothes. How's that? Is that better? You opened your eyes, immediately met with a very proud-looking Spinach. They had no idea what they just did and had absolutely no concept of it being wrong. And honestly, it was kind of funny. I'm laughing. Spinach really just went and grabbed a watering can to water you like a plant. Monkey see, monkey do. Why would they assume any different? Spinach. You want some more? He still had no idea. You were sitting there like you'd just been electrocuted, your eyes and mouth wide and your lips stretched out, almost like less contact with the rest of your body would make it better. It didn't. You couldn't take it anymore. He was so innocent. You just had to laugh. It was that cute naiveness that just made him so... Huh? Did I do something funny? You couldn't even respond to his question. Laughter had taken you over fully, so that was the only response he got. He looked so confused, but he began smiling after not long too, laughing along with you. Oh god, you're adorable, Spinach. Oh, is that why we're laughing? You shook your head, still laughing just a bit. No. You know that humans don't drink water like plants do, right? It took a few seconds, but it finally dawned on them what they'd just done, looking between you and the watering can in shock and concern. What? Then how do they drink water? With their mouths, silly, usually with a cup and not a watering can. You just basically gave me a shower. Spinach looked so guilty, putting down the watering can and panicking, desperately searching the nearby area for something to jump out at him to fix his screw. You waved your hands at him, standing up and trying to calm him down with one hand on his forearm. Hey, it's fine. It was funny. I'm not upset. Promise. Spinach didn't seem too convinced. He was a softie, and now that he blundered, he looked lost. Maybe this is why he relied on eggplant so much. Was he afraid of making mistakes? I got an idea. Maybe it would help if we got even. You peered at the watering can near their feet. Before you gave too much away, you sprang into action, picking up the watering can and lifting it as high as you could, which admittedly was only about chest height. They were way too tall for you to get their head also in water. Before Spinach could do anything to counter your plan, you poured the remaining water all down his front, leaving a very shocked Spinach in your wake. Oh no, was that a mistake? I would think Spinach would feel refreshed. Just as you were about to backtrack, Spinach began howling with laughter. Thank God. You exhaled a breath of air you didn't realize you were holding and laughed along, thankful that it seemed to work. Now we're even, and both drenched. I understand now. I don't like this at all. He said that with such a wide smile on his face and made you laugh even harder. Spinach was such an interesting character. Come on, let's go get dried up. It's late afternoon anyway. Good time to stop. Yeah, we did really well today though. Look at how much we got done. This will be super easy to finish tomorrow. He smiled and began walking back to the house. I'm glad. End of the demo. Yes, I want to help. I'm gonna help Eggplant now. I love that. Spinach was so cute. Okay. Time to help Eggplant. They seemed like the leader of the pack, so there was no doubt Eggplant had something for you to do, or a direction for you to work in. Hello, Eggplant. You found Eggplant relatively quickly. He was crouched over the soil, digging and scooping up soil into different labeled cups and bowls and placing them in a tray. Well, that explained where your dishware went this morning. What on earth? Hey, Eggplant. They looked at you and nodded their head before continuing to scoop up more dirt. What you doing? No response. They seemed like they were concentrating after a bit, so you stood there and watched for a moment. Should you maybe go and ask someone if they wanted help? Maybe. Eggplant seemed pretty preoccupied. Just as you were about to ask if there was anything you could do or if you should leave them be, Eggplant passed you the cup he just filled. Please label this with A 8A. He pointed the pack of labels and the Sharpie in the tray, sticking a marker into the soil he'd just taken from it. Whatever this was, it was incredibly meticulous. Was this necessary? Either way, you did as you were told. You frowned a bit as you saw your favorite mug already in use, filled with dirt. This was going to be awful to clean up later. What are we going to do with all this? We're testing the soil's pH levels in various spots. He gestured for you to pick the tray up as he stood, walking further down the field as he scribbled on the next marker. You did as you were instructed again, chasing after him. You knew about pH levels from chemistry at school, but that didn't make sense to why it applied here. Was someone pouring acid in your plant? Is that why? Isn't it that, like, plants grow at certain levels, like pH levels? tomatoes in different spots on the farm. He pointed towards where Tomato was currently waiting. I tested that part of the farm briefly this morning, as it is very lush with weeds. Unsurprisingly, the ground there is truly acidic. However, he pointed in the direction of where Strawberry was, a little further away, but relatively close by in terms of the entire farm. When I tested the plant Strawberry is currently tending to, which are wilting and yellowing, the ground was too alkaline. I tested a few times more, and I haven't found a single patch of optimum ground. You're very talented at being a bad farmer. He blushed a bit at the comment. They didn't look, however, simply going back to crouching and shoveling more into the dirt into the next row. That's fair. Don't feel embarrassed. You didn't have any guidance. That is why we're helping you. It seemed your silence was telling, even though they didn't see in your face. That just made you grow redder. I'm sorry. Marie, it's all right. You still couldn't help feeling guilty. You helped Eggplant take a few more samples the way you had at first. You labeled and carried the tray, and they scooped and marked 2 samples from each hole, and all of it was done in silence. It was a little awkward. Eventually, you'd fill up on the cups you had, which meant you had test to run. Once again, in silence. Eggplant gestured you to follow them as you carry the tray back to the house. Each of these needs a small amount of water added to make a muddy consistency. He demonstrated pouring a small amount of water, stirring it, cleaning the spoon, and then passing it to you. Make sure you clean it after each sample. You don't want any cross-contamination. We need to set up the other ingredients. I suppose that's simple enough, right? Well, time to get to work. Oh, I just gotta play. Yes! I'm getting so much better at this game, guys. We're just gonna finish this game. Do you guys like games like this, like these matching ones? They can be quite fun, I think. I enjoy them, but sometimes they're fun. I'm glad this is like one that you like click on to switch. Sometimes my computer has trouble with ones that where you have to like click and drag to like get stuff to switch over, which is annoying, but that's not game developers' fault. That's more a computer thing. So who knows? But yeah, this is so cute. I like how we get to see. I'm assuming that everyone else except for Spinach's minigame is a work in progress. So we're gonna get to do Spinach's game many times, or at least a couple more times. I'm curious to see what Tomato. I think I'll do tomatoes and then choose tomato, then tomato, then carrot. Sorry, like lost my train of thought. Wow, we made it. Nice. Wow, that was just automatic matching there. Did pretty well this time. I got 320. Nice. I did a great job. The task was simple after all. Who could screw up putting a little water in some cups of mud? I could. Hell, even a 5-year-old could do this. Mud making was fun. Eggplant was busy in the background, joining you halfway through with a jug of clear liquid and a bowl of white powder. Weird, but you still finished your task, with Eggplant watching on quietly. Soon enough, you were done, and Eggplant gave you a reassuring nod. The baking soda will fizzle if the soil is acidic, and the vinegar will fizzle if the soil is alkaline. A for acid, B for base. Oh, that's what we're doing. I wondered if that was baking soda and vinegar. That made sense now, why there were 2 samples from each spot, either with them saying A or B. You nodded in understanding. Would you like to do the vinegar whilst I do the baking soda? Sure. 1 sample needs 1/2 a cup of vinegar, no more or no less. You nodded again and got to work, being extra careful when measuring. Each time there was a reaction. Eggplant reached over to a notepad and ticked what sample was reacting. Sure enough, by the end of it, almost every single sample had a problem. Either too acidic or too alkaline. Eggplant sighed. I have no idea how you managed this. Honestly, neither did you. Bad luck, I suppose. Well, this makes matters quite complex. We're going to need to spot treat different parts of the farm, which means we will need lime and either mulch or manure. We should start using the weeds and clippings from tomato and strawberry to get mulching going. We don't have any animals, so manure isn't an option unless we buy it. Oh. Demo after all, it's fine. There's some coding things that happens. Eggplant simply knows your hesitancy and inhaled slightly. It will work out. We're all dedicated to this. There are natural ways to do and get pretty much anything right. Eggplant might be a logical, stoic person on the outside, but they were surprisingly compassionate. They're also very observant, which is very appreciated. They seem to pick up on subtle emotional hints very well for someone who seems so distant. Thank you, Eggplant. Really helpful. They smiled, placing a hand on her shoulder before moving on with what they were doing and cleaning up. Once again, you both fell into silence. This time, it was more comfortable. You felt like you understood Eggplant a little better now. Yes, we are. Gonna help Tomato. You decided to help Tomato today. Tomato's job seemed to be the most straightforward. I could, pull some weeds. To you, at least. Weeding was something you could handle. Okay, sorry. Click. The only thing was, though, Tomato seemed to be the least likely to accept help. You approached Tomato cautiously, feeling a little nervous doing so. Honestly, you found yourself pre-scripting what you were going to say in case he responded negatively to you. Which, lo and behold, he did, surprisingly. Not really. What are you doing here? Go away. He scoffed and rolled their eyes. Shocker. You stayed positive. Regardless. I'm here to help. Is there anything I can do? No, I'm fine. I don't need your help. As he said that, he aggressively pulled out yet another weed, chucking it into the pile he had accumulated. He was so grumpy. It was almost comedic. You pondered on how best to convince Tomato. Teach me something new. I know I'm not really great at this, but honestly I was kind of hoping you could teach me a thing or two. I want to get better at farming. Silence. Tomato looked like he was processing that, not expecting such a vulnerable thing to be said at that moment. If you can't even weed properly, you're a lost cause. This is probably the easiest job, outside of whatever dumb crap Strawberry is doing. For the sake of peace and getting what you wanted, you decided to let that Strawberry comment slide. Which is why I need to make sure I can do it. If it's so easy, then I can't screw it up, right? And if I do, you have the ability to correct my mistakes as they happen. Training wheels. Tomato took a second to think about it again. What you were saying made sense, and Tomato knew that. But also, it was slightly playing into whatever ego they may or may not possess. By putting Tomato as the supervisor, you were saying that they were better than you. At least at this task. You didn't know Tomato well enough to know if they were susceptible to that yet, but it didn't hurt to try. Alright, get to it then. Show me you have 2 brain cells it costs to do this work. Yes, it worked. He silently cheered a bit, trying not to show it too much on your face as he quickly went to sit a few feet from them to start weeding. Yes, we're gonna play. This is I can't wait to see the game though. When it's like all of these ones are developed. Again, I love the idea that we get the mini games. I wonder how many times we get to play it, like during the game, like the full game. If I fail this, which I won't, that'd be so funny, because then it's like the lead. I feel bad. Strawberry, I didn't see her matches. Oh, I must have missed them. But yes, out of the characters so far, does anyone have a favorite? I don't know if I have a favorite. I like them all, to be honest. They're all just very intriguing. I like this general premise, like crops coming to life in a human form. They're also they're all adorable. I do wonder how long we'll have to work on getting the farm back up. I assume it'll take a while. Oh, I'm not gonna make it. I was talking too much! I did stuff wrong. You couldn't tell the difference between invasive weeds and the sprouts you were actually trying to grow, which explained a lot. Tomato stayed quiet for a few moments. I'm so sorry. Watching you in horror as you yank weeds out of the ground and left the roots behind. A big no-no, as they'll easily grow back if you leave too much. He only finally came to his senses as you your hand wrapped around the stalk of a tomato plant, barely a few inches tall, desperately trying to breathe amongst the masses of weeds suffocating it. Stop. Sorry, Tomato. You stopped in time, your head spinning to look at Tomato in shock from the outburst. They looked scared. That quickly changed into anger yet again. That's a tomato plant, you. Oh, so it was. You let go of it whilst Tomato seethed. His face was so red, he really did look like a tomato. You have no idea, do you? You shook your head. Obviously you didn't, and you had the guts to be able to admit that to that fault. You did, after all, almost murder one of his family members right in front of him. I'm so sorry. Sorry to the tomato plants. Okay, I just need a second. He got up, dusting off his hands bare, and walked off, their fingers rubbing their temple in the process. You felt bad. You really did. But it was probably best to leave them for a moment. When Tomato came back, they were holding a pen and notepad. They threw it at your lap, before sitting back down again. Take notes. I want you to be able to identify every weed and every plant we run into by the end of today. Oh, well, that was one way to do it. Even though it felt like you were assigned homework, where'd you get the pen and paper? The guilt was enough to make you go along with it. That's fine. It was a long day, but eventually you had a lot of notes, even with a few little drawings to help identify things. It was actually kind of fun. It was nice to let out some creative energy here and there. You might not have done much labor, but at least you were doing something productive. Sorry, Tomato. I failed you. We're gonna go help Carrot now. Woo! You decided to help Carrot today. Carrot was another assigned helper of the group, but that didn't mean Carrot didn't need help doing whatever the tasks they were assigned to. Besides, Carrot would have a pretty good idea on what needed to be done to help around the farm, so they seemed like a good person to check in with. It took you a bit to find Carrot, but you got there eventually, and just in time too. Carrot was on their way out of the farm. You had to run to catch up to them. Hey, where are you going? Oh, hey, Marie. I'm going to the marketplace. If I can figure out where that is. You laughed, slowing your run down as you caught up to them. You could have asked me to show you. Nah, I could have figured it out on my own. I got very good eyesight, you know. That made sense. After all, everyone always says carrots are good for your vision. I'm sure you could have, but I think it's easier this way. Mind if I join you? Well, I'm not going to turn down some company. Both of you grinned at each other, making your way towards the marketplace. What are we getting at the marketplace? Carrot was nice, and had been ever since the start. They were possibly the easiest to get along with. Walking with Carrot was unsurprisingly very nice because of that. So what are we going to the marketplace for? Well, Spinach needs some supplies like nails and screws, stuff like that. He gave me a list. All the ones in the shed supply were rusted from water damage, and he can't get working until I get them. Eggplant also needed some more vinegar and bicarb baking soda. Don't ask me what for, I have no clue. Maybe he's making a potion. Ha! Sure, Eggplant's a witch now, hey? You never know, maybe now Eggplant has a human form. They're out to get you for all the damage against the farm. Whoa, scary villain. You laughed again, playfully giving him a light smack of the forearm for the comment. you for that too. Oh, hush up. You wish Eggplant was a witch. It would be pretty cool. Admit it. Huh, sure. What else is on the list of things to get? Much else, and you were worried you'd be looking at a broken bank. I think that's it. Oh. Actually, on that note, how were they paying for all of this? You hadn't brought your wallet. You weren't planning on going to the markets after all. Oh. Uh-oh. Wait, how are we buying anything without money? Carrot stopped dead in their tracks. Oh god. You've gone all this way. What's money? And he didn't even know what it was. He resisted the urge to facepalm. It wasn't their fault. They didn't know. I thought we would have had a wallet or something, but that's fair. We were both planning to work on the farm. You have to use it to get goods from the shops. You have to go back and get it. You sighed, turning around and starting to walk back to the farm. They were almost at the markets too. But Carrot wasn't following. You looked over your shoulder quizzingly, only to be met with Carrot watching you with a smug grin. What? Just as you were about to ask if he was coming, he pulled out $100 bill. Where did he get that? Gotcha. Oh, where did you? We found some money in the shed, actually. Eggplant gave it to me when he assigned me to the marketplace task. That little... You frowned, darting back over to Carrot with her hands outstretched. But Carrot predicted that, holding the bill in the air as he cackled and ran away from you. $100 in the shed, that's so random. I love it. Nope, this is mine, Marie. Scram. He laughed, jumping and dashing after Carrot. As annoying as it was being tricked like that, it was definitely hilarious. You bastard, get back here. Nope. Catch me if you can, Marie. Chase Carrot. You grumbled, but you weren't about to let him win. You chased Carrot and ran as fast as your legs could take you. Before you knew it, you were at the marketplace, just in time for you to reach them and snatch the bill. Hey! Poking your tongue out and taunting them instead this time, you waved the bill in the air and quickly pocketed it. Mine now! Carrot laughed, shaking his head and slowing to a calm walk as you entered the alleyway. Well, you got me. I did indeed. How does it feel to lose? It was your turn to get a light smack in the arm this time. I let you win, thank you very much. Yeah, sure. You looked around at the different stalls as you walked, keeping the list in mind, but it was so hard to when there were so many things to look at. You had time though, so you weren't too worried when you got distracted a little bit. Howdy, farmer. Hi, Sally, how are you? You walked over to her stall for a casual conversation. Oh, same old darling. Who's this young man with you? Carrot looked confused. Oh no. There was no way you were introducing him as Carrot. You needed to come up with a name and fast. I'm not a met. This is my friend from the city. His name is Carson. No, it's not. You elbowed them. Yeah, Carson. Nice to meet you, Sally. Oh my, what a funny pair you are. Would you like something to eat? No, we're fine, Sally. Thank you for the offer, though. I insist. I just baked today. Actually, Jeremiah has fantastic eels on his farm already, and he gave me some to use. Have some carrot cake. It's delicious. Of all things. But Sally wasn't taking no as an answer, already boxing up 2 slices and passing them to you both. You looked over at Carrot, incredibly worried about his reaction, but he seemed fine? Thank you. Was he acting? He was incredibly good at it, if so. Yeah, thanks so much, Sally. Really appreciate it. You talked for a bit more before continuing on with the box of carrot cake in hand. You kinda expected Carrot to say something, though, but he didn't. You still weren't sure on Carrot's opinion on being food, after all. I can take the cake away if you're uncomfortable by it. Huh? Oh. They looked down at the box. I mean, I'm not uncomfortable by it, but you can take it. You're not? No, why would I be? He passed you the box. That's why we are grown, after all. I'm not going to partake in cannibalism, and I can't speak for the others, but most vegetables accept that we're going to be used for food at some point. It's just the circle of life for us. Besides, after we're fully grown, we had good lives, have had good lives, and are ready to move on to the next step. It's when our growth is halted that we get upset. Generally. They were surprisingly rational about it, despite the cake being carrot of all vegetables. Carrot's reaction was vastly different blush at that? You quietly walked a bit more, trying to focus on things you needed. However, just as you approached what you knew to be a tool shop, you saw Jeremiah and a near empty rack of supplies. In fact, Jeremiah was right next to the last few bags of nails. Ooh, okay. We can't let. I'm not letting Jeremiah take any of this, so I'm gonna go as quickly as I can, and maybe even beating my current record, because why not? Jeremiah's not allowed to get those nails. I need those nails. We need them for the farm. I think that would be a hard thing about living in a place that's like not like near a city or the city, like not having like huge supplies of stuff. I mean, I guess you would just like adapt to that pretty easily. I don't know what that would be like though. Live like in a suburb area, and that would make it a little tough. No lie. Oh my god, where's stuff? Okay. There's 60 seconds and I have like 700 already. Nice. But yeah, Jeremiah's too mean. I like that we got like some stuff from Sally. It's also funny that like Carrot blushed at the dessert thing. Which makes sense. They gotta make it. Oops. I meant to click on this one. Oops. Yay, we made it. 20 seconds. Give me my gold button. I got 1263. Nice. Act natural, Marie. You kept yourself calm, approaching the storefront with seemingly no care. Jeremiah wasn't raging for them yet. If you looked panicked, there was a high chance he would, just to screw with you. And just like that, you were situated in the perfect spot to grab them. You reached, opening your hand. And just as you picked them up, Jeremiah noticed, moving to yank them out of your hands. What? Hands off, these are mine. They were still on display with the rest of the supplies. You looked at the shopkeeper desperately. Jeremiah, you can't just snatch goods away from another customer. Oh, thank God they saw. What do you mean? I wasn't done with my order. I was here first. But I asked if that was it, and you said it was. Jeremiah grumbled in annoyance. He was caught out. Everyone knew he did it just out of spite. You shot the shopkeeper a thankful glance. Yeah, we could not let Jeremiah get those nails. Fine, Bob, but you're not getting anything from me again. I'll buy from Rick next time. He threw the bags back down and stormed off with the box of items he had purchased, and you picked them up in excitement. Thank you. After you paid, you continue on. That was one thing down. Finding everything else was pretty straightforward, and before you knew it, you were on your way back home with everything you needed safely in the basket Carrot had brought with you. Nice job. We got everything we needed. Carrot looked genuinely impressed, smiling at you as you walked. It was easy. Still, I wouldn't have been able to do it without you. I don't know if I would be able to get those nails off with the Jeremiah dude. You laughed and shrugged. You were used to Jeremiah's antics. He does that kind of stuff a lot. I don't know why, but he has it out for me. He sounds like a very sad old man. You weren't expecting Kara to say that, but they were right. Jeremiah was a sad old man. I mean, be nice, Carrot. Why should I when he isn't? Couldn't argue there. Besides, he was so rude to you, and for no reason. I don't like that. He smiled, patting your back softly. You felt warm around Carrot. You walked through the gates to your farm with a refreshed bounce to your step. Today had been fun. And now we are at the end of the demo. Thank you. I'm looking forward to the full game release. Well, thank you everyone. That was the end of Grow with the Flows demo. I'm very excited to play the full game when it is out. If, you like what you saw, then please check out the game. play the demo for yourself. Check it out when the full game is released. Let me know which one of the 5 is your favorite so far, just based on those snippets. I like all of them. I don't think I can actually decide, to be honest. It was all very fun and exciting. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, please like it. If you like to subscribe to my channel, you can see me play more visual novel playthroughs. I generally post Monday through Friday, but I will be kind of in and out with work and things in the next few weeks, so I'm going to only be posting like 2 or 3 times a week at most. So I'll disappear for a couple of weeks, if anything, but hopefully towards the end of September I will be getting back to my regular Monday through Friday schedule. So thank you in advance for your understanding, and there's lots of playthroughs that I already have, so check out what's on the channel already if you haven't already. Yes, if you also like to follow me on Twitter, you can do that. I've linked that link below, and also the link for the game page of Grove with the Flow. But yes, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I will see you next time.